this for the rest of our team that are not in. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for attending today. So the idea today is for us to explore a little bit some of the initiatives that we are developing with Cresco International. So they are an optimization partner based in US. They had a strong knowledge and skill with optimization model. And they are right now being more familiar with our whole Xpress suite and starting to explore the Xpress Insight world as well. So they can make those solutions that we can replicate and take to the other markets within the knowledge and the IP that they're embedding into those applications. So with that, I'm going to pass to Sanjeev, which is the CEO of Cresco International. Sanjeev, the floor is yours.
Just very quickly, if you're not presenting, can you please make sure you're on mute? Thank you.
Excellent. Good morning, everyone. Good morning from Dallas. Very nice to see everyone over here. I think we've got a few more people from Cresco on the call. Dee, are you there, Meysam?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. Okay. Dee, I'm going to pass it to you, and then we can start with some quick intro. So I'll just introduce myself very quickly. So my name is Sanjeev Datta. I've been in the analytics space for 2 decades now. Working with numerous clients as a consultant and then also in a sales capacity. So I have a pretty good set of experiences that I've had in a sales role as well as a development role. And we stumbled upon optimization about 9 years back, and with different vendors, but we've had some really good successes over the years. And we were recently featured on CNBC.com last month for work that we've done in operations research for clients and the ROI that we've created. So, we reached out to FICO about more than, I think it was like a year and a half ago to start a partnership. And it's been great. We've been helping on a lot of fronts, doing marketing events together, external marketing, as well as I think we've done a couple of deals with you guys, and we're working with some RFPs as well. Very excited to be here with you guys and for the opportunity to present our expertise on your technology. So with that, I'm going to pass to Meysam.
Hi, everyone. My name is Meysam. I'm Operations Research Specialist at Cresco International. My main area of expertise is developing optimization models and optimization algorithms. And I got my PhD in industrial engineering with focus on optimization and optimization under uncertainty from the University of Arizona. And I've been developing different type of optimization applications, which are the integration of decision optimization and machine learning in different areas like healthcare and customer service.
Okay. Thanks, Meysam. Hi. I'm Dee Satel. I've been in the analytics space for over 10 years now, and I've been in consulting, client and user of some of these technologies, and then now back in the consulting space. At Cresco, I help manage the client relations and engage with a lot of the ongoing projects as well. So I'm looking forward to kind of presenting a little bit about Cresco this morning. So in today's session, we are going to go over a little bit about who we are as Cresco, and then Meysam is going to go over some of the machine learning and its advantages, call center staffing optimization and its benefits, our marketing campaign optimization and its benefit solution. And then we'll end it with the Q&A session. Okay, so a little bit about who we are. Cresco is based out of Dallas, Texas. We have been in business since 2012. We partner with many of these technology companies to provide management and technical consulting services. So our main focus when we are providing these solutions are on return on investment, profit margins improvements, and new revenue opportunities for our clients. and a little bit about what we do. So we have our sales team that's focused with our clients on providing the best rates on software, and we also provide these data strategy sessions or workshop sessions to help our clients understand their technology needs and make sure that we fit into their roadmap, and we're able to provide those guidance as to and recommendations based on our knowledge and background. And then we also provide consulting and advisory services. So again, based on their software needs and their use cases, we go in and provide these solutions and consulting expertise. And as part of our consulting solutions or our services, we also offer support services. So to make sure that our clients not only have purchased the software, and once the implementation is completed, we would like to make sure that they're using the applications correctly. So we provide this ongoing support that they can leverage with Cresco to make sure that they're successful. And also, as part of our solutions and services, we also offer training and education to make sure that and these trainings can be customized as well based on their needs and our clients' needs. And then as part of these training and educations, it can be online, on site. So we are pretty flexible, and we work with our clients to make sure that, again, they're successful. And these are just some of our clients who we have had success stories with, and we have ongoing partnerships with that we are working closely with at Cresco. So with that, I'll pass it on to Sanjeev.
Great, thanks, Dee. So as Dee mentioned in the intro, we like to focus on consulting services, and we've done that over the years, either through clients calling up and saying, hey, we need help with certain aspects in the analytics space, whether it be predictive or optimization or just data services. But what we've realized is the majority of successes that we've had and the entry point for us has been through optimization. And the reason for that is because the ROI that we can produce is much higher and quicker than traditional data projects. And so that's one of the reasons why we put so much effort into these areas. And that's why we like FICO technology so much with the Xpress product, is because you can provide the value. And once the business starts seeing returns, then it becomes much more easier to become that trusted advisor and provide other solutions, which then help us to expand our footprint within the company. So what we've done is we've taken our expertise and our approach, and we've created these solutions. So we've got two today to talk to you about, and these come from clients that have reached out to us and asked us for help based on our marketing efforts and our solutions and videos that we put out on social media. And what we've realized is, I'm sure a lot of you will be nodding your heads to this, but when we talk about optimization, when you look at call center optimization or marketing optimization, the information online and presented to people is not exactly an operations research problem. It's more about, I want to optimize my call center. I need to do some analytics and I'll get some more people, or I'll do some AI and I'll get some more people. So what we started doing is, over the last 6-7 months, we have changed the way we target optimization, right? And to ride the wave of machine learning, we call this offering as a ML++. So that intrigues clients, and they ask questions about what is ML++, tell us more. And so not just from decision makers, but if you're targeting even the technical folks within companies, they get really interested because they know there's something beyond ML, right? And everyone today anyone graduating, anyone in the workplace wants to be a data scientist. And so this is, so the right side of the screen is where we start talking about prescriptive analytics. And to the business decision makers, we basically say, okay, cool, we know what predictive is, right? Predictive is what it means. It's, I can predict the future based on historical trends. I can train models. We can drive cars, autonomous cars. We could apply that towards your business, do some forecasts, accurate forecasts in inventory, sales, the areas. But what if I could take all your business constraints and give you a planned optimal result and tell you what you should be doing based on the goals and directions that you as a company or a department are trying to achieve. So it basically allows us to have those business conversations. And that's where, when we start having these conversations with clients, we bring some of our consultants who have management experience, which enables us to reach out and sell these solutions as well. So why we combine, and it's based on our use case. One of the reasons why we like to target on call center optimization, this happened in 2019 when we started reaching out to clients and helping clients, because we also have some solutions that do the chatbot experience. So autonomous chatbot, level 1, level 2 support using chatbots. But then based on that, when calls get routed out to internally to a live agent, how do you handle those volumes? And so this is where we're looking at different technologies. We came up with solvers, FICO being one of them, and decided to talk more about the result from a mathematical output perspective. So these optimization models help in the challenges that call centers face. And so one of the examples I'll tell you is one of the biggest insurance companies that's out there reached out to us and said, listen, we've lost some staff. We need help in optimization, staff optimization. Can you help us optimize not only our call center, but also our backend system and what the client sees in the front end? And so it's very evident that it's the way the typical call center works. You receive phone calls, you route them based on different folks that are available, and whichever company can apply some kind of level 1 chat experience before going to a live agent to make the experience from a customer's perspective much more streamlined. And so what we realized was every call center was unique based on the clients that we've worked with. This one was a big one because in the insurance business, there were a lot of clients calling in and asking about their current portfolio, but also being able to cross-sell from a business perspective and provide the same level of knowledge and customer satisfaction to the end client who's calling up. And so when we looked at all the clients that we've helped, we saw some stats, and they're right in front of you, but 88% of all call center, this was their top priority, is the customer experience has to be top-notch. And what we've seen is once we've started adding more of this optimization and data science approach, then there's more profitability that's realized when clients are applying these technologies. And so one of the things that we started doing was we started asking questions about, okay, what are your current challenges, right? Tell us more about what you guys face on a day-to-day basis. And so inefficient schedules, understaffing, especially in the last 2-3 years, overstaffing, and affects margins of the business. And then eventually, how satisfied is the client, right? And that means, can they answer the questions? First of all, can they be routed to the right person? What is the wait time that they face? And also, are they reaching the right person? That's from a customer perspective, but from a business perspective, how much are we spending on labor resources? Are we overstaffing? Are people just sitting around? Is there lack of motivation in the teams? Are they overstaffed, or are they overburdened with the calls coming in? And so this is a big nightmare. And so we wanted to get down to a level where we can drill down and focus more on managing labor costs and maintaining the balance between schedules, as well as preventing customer frustrations or loss of brand and value and from overstaffing. when we looked at the entire market and we spoke to some of these organizations, they basically said, the top three, or workforce management was the top three item that they were looking at. Well, that's changed over the last 3 years because now it's more about, do we even have the resources to pick up the call? And in terms of IVRs, and that's always been there, that's been there for decades, but quality monitoring as well as workforce management was top when it came to the right decision making. So as we're going down the conversations with clients, and this is really important for you guys as well as representatives of this technology, where we have helped not just in call center staffing, but just in overall staffing as well. That includes multiple industries. We've seen the schedules can actually improve by 20-30% of cost, which is big in itself. And some of these solutions take us about 2 to 3 months to deploy. So if you think about it, in 2 to 3 months, you can make a major impact. We've done something in healthcare as well, but the idea is the use cases out there, right? So I want to be able to tie in my schedules. I need trained employees and engaged clients to create the maximum output as well as minimize cost. So how do we do that? So one of the ways that we did this was we looked at from a analytics perspective, we looked at how many call volumes, what call volumes you have, how many people are available, time, wait times, talk time, and so on. And then we looked at, we took multiple years of data, we created predictive patterns, and we knew what's going to happen in the next week to the next 6 months in terms of calls. Obviously, it was not 100% accuracy because things happen. And so none of these models were over 85% in accuracy, which was acceptable by the business. But what was really interesting is, even though I am able to create something of that sort, can you help me cross-train the people? First, identify folks within my organization that have the background, the experience of my brand and my company to be able to be cross-trained to other departments. So if I'm talking from an insurance perspective, let's say about auto insurance, can I talk about life insurance as well? And how many folks will it take for us to cross-train so that when I'm calling about auto insurance, we talk about life insurance as well, without passing the phone to another agent, but having the same agents get enough information to talk about that, or recognize that the client who's calling in does not have these insurance policies and being able to provide that. So that plays a big importance in terms of creating schedules as well, because now we know that the workload that each individual rep is taking can be spread across the available resources that I have. And so these are some of the customer benefits, the employee benefits, and the financial benefits that we've seen with staffing, where it impacts not just the business. It's as I mentioned, 2 to 3 months really turns around and starts showing results for the end clients. This 2 to 3 months is the time frame that allows us to start working on the client, providing them with the software, working with their data, analyzing their patterns and their teams, and then providing outputs. And these outputs can then be given to them in different formats, and they can make those decisions based on that. So enough of talk. I want you guys to see this in action. So I'm going to pass this to Meysam. And Meysam.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Yes, let me share my screen. So actually, this is our call center optimization application, and this application aims to minimize its staffing cost without hurting the abandoned call rate. And the call center receives calls related to different types of insurance. So answering each type of call requires a different skill set. Indeed, only an agent who has the same skill set can take the call. If there is no available agent with the same skill set, the call will be abandoned. So if the call center is understaffed for some types of the calls, it can train its current agents with the skills that they do not have. Therefore, the trained agents can take the calls that they could not take before. This strategy is called cross-training, and it is an alternative to hiring new agents with required skills. Generally speaking, our application has three main components. Actually, we have a machine learning algorithm. They forecast the number of incoming calls for each call every 30 minutes over the planning horizon. And the next important and main part is the scheduling optimization model. And this model actually, or engine, gets the process data and provides agents optimal schedules, the optimal agent cost, the optimal agent shortages for each call type in each time interval over the planning horizon. And this optimization engine actually minimizes the total agent cost, considering a penalty for agent shortage for each call type. Indeed, the goal of this model is twofold. First, it minimizes the agent cost. Second, it tries to assign the agents to the shift so that the high demand periods for each call type can be covered as much as possible. And another important component of this application is a cross-training optimization engine, and it considers the agents as agent groups where all agents in the same group have the same skills and gets the optimal agent shortages from the scheduling model. Then it finds the optimal number of agents in each agent group to be cross-trained for each skill to cover agent shortage. And finally, there is an algorithm that selects agents from each agent group and assigns and selects skills for them. So let's see the application. The first important part is the control parameters. Control parameters are the parameters that have a huge impact on the output of the optimization. For example, the user should determine the salary, the working hours of each agent in each week. The user should determine if he needs to do cross-training or not, and what's the cost of the training, and also what's the penalty for the shortage of each unit agent shortage. And after that, another input of this application is actually the output of the machine learning model. So actually, we have here the forecasted incoming calls in the future, which is provided by machine learning. And the next input of this application is actually the information about the queue of each call. Each call has its own queue. So we have different information for each queue, which is required for the machine learning part and optimization part. Also, we have the call history, which is the main input of our machine learning algorithms. For example, the start, the call time, and who has picked the call, and what was the time to answer those calls, and many other information. Then the other important input is the skill set of each available agent. And also, so this is our agent. It's for our agents. We have a specific skill set for each agent, and also each call requires a specific set of skills to be answered. And finally, the user should determine the possible break times in each shift for the agents. And when the user inputs all of these input parameters, then the optimization solves the problem, and so we can see these outputs. The most important output is actually agent schedule, so we can see that which agent is working in which shift, and what's the break time, what's the start and end of the shift. Also, it gives us some information about the cross-training. So, for example, we can see that which agent is going to attend in the cross-training session as well. So, for example, this agent is going to attend the cross-training session or training session on Saturday from 8 to 12 p.m. And after that, also this application gives us the cross-training plan, so we can understand which agent should be cross-trained for which skill. For example, agent 71 should be cross-trained for skill 42. And we have some KPIs here, like the cost, the total cost of human resources for each scenario and each week. And we show the results in both tabular format and also pie charts and different types of visualizations. And as we consider a penalty for each unit of agent shortage, we also can see the penalty cost of in each week with tables and different visualizations for both active scenarios. And here we know that what's the optimal number of agents working in each week. And we can compare in both scenarios. So actually we have two scenarios. In one of the scenarios, we have high salary. We have considered high salary for agents. And in the other one, we have considered low salary for the agents. And also we have detailed information about the agent shortage. So we know that exactly in each time interval on each day, how many units of agent shortage we have. So we can use this information to evaluate the efficiency of our optimal schedules. And finally, we can see the number of the cross-trained agents in each agent group, and we can understand how many agents in each group should be cross-trained for which skill. So this is the skeleton of this application, and this application will be customized based on each new client as they have their own objectives and business rules. So it's like just a skeleton, and it can be tailored to different types of call centers and agents. So I'm going to pass to Sanjeev for the rest of presentation.
Thanks, Meysam. So in the interest of time, I'm just going to go over this really quickly, but I want to start with just a really good story that happened to us a few years back, and where I'll tell you how we got to the situation. So we have a client that we have been supporting for the last 6-7 years across 3 different areas, primarily more of a management support and new development in different areas. So pretty good client of ours. But one of the things that our research team found out that when we're going in and positioning technology to companies, we don't target marketing, right? And if you look online and do some research, you'll notice that the products out for marketing are much less than for either technology or finance or supply chain or other areas. And so we reached out to a few of our clients that are in the space, and one of them really caught on to this because of the value that we were presenting. And so anyone who's ever bought anything online or at a store or watched an advertising commercial on television or radio and heard about this will probably know that they're running a campaign, right? They're running a campaign to obviously increase sales and create some sales uplift. So how does that impact the organization that's actually running these ads or these campaigns? And this is exactly what our focus was, to apply optimization technology in areas of marketing and capture the ROI and being able to put a number to it, right? Okay, so if you're selling a brand and you're promoting a service, you're putting dollars towards it, but what is the return, and are you able to calculate what that is, what the equates to? And so again, providing our ML++ solution, we reached out and created campaigns, and this was an outreach to someone that we had never worked with, but we reached out over LinkedIn, and we had a really good response. So I'm just trying to find my next button. I think I lost. Okay, there. So so this is from a banking industry. This is an example. of what you can do from a banking perspective and reaching out to clients in this space. But I'll just give you a quick statistic that will help you determine the scale of this. So basically, the global marketing spend today exceeds $1 trillion, okay, which is about 1 or 2% of the global GDP. So if you think about that, the marketing spend has also been rising faster and has become one of the top line spends over the last several decades. And I'm not just talking about digital marketing, but just marketing in general, right? So about 15 to 20% of marketing spend today can be realized through better marketing return on investment. So what's referred to as MROI efforts. And so either for reinvestment or for growth, but that's up to $200 billion a year. So if you think about the size of the market and what we can do from reaching out. Now, this is not something that is specific to supply chain or specific industry, but this is to any B2C organization out there. And so when we are looking to target these organizations, we've got multiple ways of doing this. So the question is, okay, am I selling the right product? Is it the basic 4 Ps of marketing, right? Am I selling the right product, the right people, the right price, and am I getting the right results that I want? And so based on that, we were able to create ROIs for clients, the return that we were able to create for the client. This is really important. For every 100,000 they were spending with us on a year-to-year basis, that includes software price, services, and training, the ROI was $7 million. $7 million for every 100 grand. And the way we did this was basically based on the customer. We analyzed their predicted results from campaigns, which were not very accurate, but then we looked at what constraints they were facing, and based on that, we were to create that value. This is one example from a banking industry. And so again, very customer focused. The goal was, okay, let's have some prioritization rules based on responses of profitability measures. Let's have some business rules to prioritize products that can be marketed, as well as product response models to set up customers for specific particular campaigns. And so optimization was the result that we decided was the technology that we should implement for the client. So what we were able to do was answer the questions of what products to offer to each customer in a way that maximizes the marketing return on investment. And the solution is pretty much an improvement from what they have been using in the past, where trying to create a campaign and reaching out to clients and saying, okay, here we have a campaign, we're going to reach out and sell 3 of our products or cross-sell 3 of our products, but not being able to realize the sales uplift accurately and what they should be doing if they want to hit specific numbers, right? So these are some of the, if we were to create a blueprint of how do you overcome these challenges, this is what it is, right? So everyone talks about data, do some analysis and so on. And so that's great, but how do you achieve those targets? That's exactly how we start those conversations. How do we, what are your target? And let's work with the target. Let's try to get you to that goal, but tell us what your constraints are, your budgetary constraints, your customers, your segmentation, inventory. What is some of the challenge that you face? And then let the system run this in these models and FICO product Xpress, and basically come back and tell you how you can achieve that, whether it is the output could be reduce the number of products you have for this campaign, focus on a specific customer segmentation that will give you a higher return, as well as maybe look at some inventory constraints as well and give some results based on that. So what we're offering through FICO is the marketing campaign optimization services. Now, this is something that we're really pushing with a lot of clients, and there's a lot of interest in this. We've got some success stories as well. But the idea is to be able to go out and target heads of marketing agencies, heads of marketing departments, advertising groups, and so on, and presenting to them the capability for a technology like FICO Xpress and Cresco services to be able to provide the end result. Okay, so I did mention the 4 P's of those product, price, place, and promotion, but use those 4 basic standard pillars of marketing to create optimization and give them the best results. Again, this is something that we can create in 2 to 3 months from the day we start to the day we can produce effective ROI for clients, which means increasing their profit and increasing their margins, which then again makes us their go-to advisor. So Meysam, you have a demo on this as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut to that demo real quick. Pretty much what I just mentioned over here is what we just went over, but from a marketing perspective, when we target folks from marketing departments, these are some of the use cases that we provide: better utilization of your marketing budget and resources. This is where the optimization campaign can help, right? Am I spending too much on advertising on radio versus television versus print? And so help me with my optimization model. Tell me what percentage of my total marketing spend should be spent on radio versus different ad channels, right? And so this is one of the outputs that we can produce, reducing the operational cost, analyzing your customer base, and then being able to create more productivity around being able to sell your product and sales uplift. So with that, Meysam, I'm going to pass it back to you. And if you can get to the next demo, and then we can open up for a Q&A.
Sure, thank you. So actually, this is a kind of a marketing campaign optimization application, and this application answers the question of what products to offer to each customer via which channel in a way that maximizes the marketing return on investment, or ROI. And the problem of choosing which products to offer to which customers via which marketing channels to maximize ROI and satisfy the business constraints is enormously complex. And the root of this complexity of this problem is the fact that companies have multiple products and operate under a complex set of business constraints. So we have a control panel here, including an input manager and output manager. And you can see that this optimization application should get different types of inputs, and then it provides different types of outputs. So let's start from the first input. Actually, these are our control parameters, or the parameters that have a significant effect on the output. So for example, the budget of the marketing campaign, or the hurdle rate, and hurdle rate is the minimum ROI required for an optimization and a marketing campaign. And also we should consider a penalty for violating the budget that we have. Also, we have some important input parameters for our marketing channels, which is the capacity of each marketing channel. Here, as an example, we have the direct mail, call center, and branch as the marketing channels available for a bank. And next, we have the list of the products that we want to market, and the minimum offers that should be made for each product. So here, this is a bank example. So we have some products and services related to bank industry. And then actually here we have the output of the machine learning algorithm. So actually we have like a large number of customers, and machine learning algorithm first cluster those customers based on their similarity and their different types of information available about their like purchase history and different other types of information related to those customers. And here we have, like, for example, 5 groups or 5 cluster of customers, and we have the population of each customer, And this information is imported from the machine learning component. And here we have the complete list of our customers. Then actually, another output of the machine learning is the cost and profit of proposing or marketing a specific product via each channel. So this is another important input that is required for the optimization. And in the next tab, we can see the same information, the similar information for the cost and profit of each offer, but this is exactly for each customer. So the previous tab was the average cost and average profit of each cluster or group of customers. Here we have the expected cost for an expected profit for each specific customer, because it's like the expected, and we should consider the probability of rejection or acceptance of each client. And after the user inputs these parameters to the optimization engine, the optimization engine finds the optimal marketing plan. So here we can see the tactical KPIs, for example, the total profit, the total cost of the marketing campaign, and the ROI obtained by this marketing campaign plan. And we can see if we need to increase the budget or not. And we have two scenarios. We can see the output for both scenarios and compare them together. And also we have some reports about the cluster. So we can see that how many offers have been made for each group of customers. We can compare the scenarios together. The other report is actually the product report. We can see how many offers for each product have been made for each group. And we can see the results in both table form and different types of visualizations. Also, we can have a kind of marketing channel report. So we can see that how many offers have been made through which channel. And we can see the same information for the combination of each product and each channel. So the first table is actually shows the results for the combination of each cluster or each group of customers and each channel, and the second one is for the product and channel. Also, we have some visualizations for this specific data, and this is for the tactical level of the plan, because we just talk about the group of customers, not a specific customers, and we have some similar KPIs for the operational level. Well, we talk about the detailed marketing plan. So we say, okay, which client should be offered which product via which channel. So we have the total profit and the total cost and ROI of the operational plan. And here we can see the total profit and cost of offering each product via each channel. Also, we have this information for each combination of the groups and products, and also each combination of the group of customers and channels. So we have, the total profit and total cost of our optimal marketing plan for different settings. And also we can see the results if we don't want to enforce a budget limitation for the campaign. And here we can see the detailed operational plan for the case we consider a budget limitation, and for the case we do not consider a budget limitation. So here we can see that exactly which customer should be offered which product via which channel, and what's the expected profit and cost of each offer. And we have two plans because we want to compare the case in which we consider limitation of the budget and in case we do not consider the limitation of the budget. And again, it's just a skeleton, so it can be tailored to a specific client in each industry, because each industry and each client has its own objectives and also its own limitation and business constraints. So I'm going to pass it to Sanjeev for the next slides of the presentation.
Great, thank you, Meysam. At this point, we've got a Q&A session open up. We wanted to reserve 10 minutes for that, so we're right on time. Did you guys have any questions based on what you've seen today? And how can we best answer some of these questions?
Yeah, I actually have one, Sanjeev, because while you were talking about the market optimization offer, you mentioned that it takes usually between 2 to 3 months for the client to start seeing ROI on the investment that they made when they acquiring those type of products. For the call center, do you happen to have a similar stat for that? Do you know how many months usually takes? And also, you mentioned the profit that they start to make from those implementations. So in case of the market campaign optimization, you mentioned that for 100,000 spent, then this converts to almost 7 million in terms of profit. For the call center, do you have also a similar figure? Do you know if it applies for this type of problem as well?
Yes, so in the call center was a little different because the marketing solution that we have, it's based on campaigns and clients, right? So I'm running a campaign, I see the output, I provide it to the client runs the campaign, and they start seeing the results of their campaigns or adjustments to the campaigns ongoing campaigns that they made, which then increased sales, and they were able to capture that through the models that we built. On the call center optimization, it's a little different. So when we launched the call center, we apply it from a continuous deployment perspective. So when you're launching that, you're basically giving the clients a year to see ROI. So we can start seeing ROI and changes that the clients will start making based on schedules and cross-training rosters that they create. But then, if you were to ask at which point you're cross-training their employees, and then those employees then start taking over multiple roles. So that takes about a year for that result to show out. In terms of the ROI that we've seen, specifically this one insurance company, I'll just tell you this. So this was an RFP that they put out, and the big one that I'm discussing. So, and not the other clients that we've supported. We were chosen from 10 other companies that they were looking at, 10 of the solutions of staffing solution. Ours was different because we provided optimization. Staffing, anyone can do staffing. You can do staffing in Excel if you want to, right? The optimization was the kicker, and the way we tied ML++ or machine learning and data science. Their ROI, they have a bunch of metrics that we were supposed to hit, and we hit all their metrics, and that included customer satisfaction, wait times for cross-selling, wait time for a call or for cross-selling product, and some other items that they were looking at. So we don't have an exact number of what the sales uplift was from the solution that we provided, but within the first 3 months, their roster was completely changed, and they had a new approach towards training their staff. Now, this is a call center with close to about 200 folks on the floor. So this is a pretty big call center. This time we're just going to estimate that this was at least a $10 million return in terms of cost savings that they had during the last 3 years.
And how long usually takes to implement those type of projects?
Yeah, so our implementation is anywhere between 2 to 3 months to get things rolling. And then typically what we've seen is other clients will ask, so we break it down in a phase-to-phase approach, just so that we can produce something. We don't want to be in a situation where we're working for 9 months and there's nothing out. So we break all our solutions into quick 3-month phases. And then the clients came back and said, can you also add this other module to the solution and continue from there on? So that brings a lot of confidence. It reduces our sales cycle because the client knows that in 3 months they'll get an output. And the way we structure our contracts are pretty straightforward, where if we don't, then there are penalties that we face. And so there's a lot of performance-based pricing as well. But yeah, 3 months is when we start producing output, and then we give them a path of what this would look like in the future modules as well. And I would say 98% of clients come back and ask for all the modules. So it's well designed.
Thanks. Maybe I also have a question for Meysam. Meysam, just to give a picture for the audience here. It has been challenging for some partners to understand what is the capabilities that Xpress has to offer, because it's a very dense and specialized product, and building this type of solutions on top of Xpress platform it can be tricky if you don't have the right skills and the right knowledge to do so. But once you have that and you are more familiar with that, then the idea that Xpress can accelerate those type of implementations and actually bring much more benefits to the table, such as part of the dynamic that Meysam just showed us here today, the scenario comparison without having to codify this particular point of application specifically, and also all the functional requirements that are transversal to any sort of production application, such as scenario management, user management, transaction requirements, and etc. So, Meysam, from your perspective, how it was for you to implement those two solutions on top of Xpress Insight, and combining the power that Xpress Insight has to offer with our server?
Okay, that's great. That's a great question. So actually, for example, I'm a developer. When I work with other optimization solvers, and there is not an option for me to develop both the back end and the front end of the solution. So once we develop the back end completely, and then we want to start, the front end is a kind of waste of time, because sometimes the output shouldn't look 100% something that is required for the client or the best representation of the solution. But as a developer, when I have both the option to develop the back end and front end at the same time using FICO Express Insight, FICO Express and FICO Insight, I can do a back-end first process from the back end to the front end to modify both of them at the same time. So actually, it reduces the time of development of the application, and also in a shorter time, I will get a better result in terms of both the back end and the front end, because sometimes the back end, the front end has some limitations, and for example, assume that I've built my optimization model based on getting the input data as a dictionaries, but the front end can only take it as tables or series. So at the very beginning, I can understand these differences and modify both parts of the solution. This is one important point compared to other competitors. And the other one is that actually FICO Express has a good available capability of solving nonlinear problems. So it's pretty fast and more powerful in terms of solving nonlinear problems. So whenever I have to put some nonlinear terms inside of my models, definitely I'm less likely to linearize my model to get the solution faster. So this is one of the most important capabilities of FICO Express.
Thank you. I think we have a question chat.
Yeah, this was mine. Hi, Sanjeev. Hi, Meysam. My question is, can we offer that for our partner ecosystem? So in case we have any partner that does not have that skill and want to sell that,
Yes.
Can we offer that to them?
Absolutely. We work with a lot of companies across the globe as well. So we actually have multiple offices in other locations in different geos, but yes, we do resell our services, our solutions to other companies. So more than happy to help your partners and the ecosystem.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just add to what Meysam said. Pretty much, we've got experience from looking from all the products in this space and operations research space. And what we like about the FICO brand is that, just as Meysam mentioned, right? You've got the front end, the back end, and makes it really easy. Whereas if you think about it, if we're going and selling optimization to someone else that doesn't have this technology or the capability, we're now having to sell multiple products, right? So one is the engine, and then the front end, or ask them to learn the front end or leverage some of the front end where they might have to buy additional licenses. So this makes it really easy. It's a compelling story. It's very tight and closed, and makes it really easy for us. I'll tell you from the solutions that we've provided, if you're looking to reach out to, who are the right people that we should be looking to talk to about this is operations, anyone in operations, so COO and below, right? And then even from a marketing perspective, anyone with a marketing, advertising background and below, because these are the folks that will run the divisions for which the solutions we're really promoting. And so, like I said, it's all about ROI. If you're selling multiple products within your portfolio, I would say start with this because it's very easy, very quick, and there's a return, right? The example, when I talk to folks, I say, 4 + 3 is equal to 7, but if 7 is the result that you want in your business, we can get it from multiple ways, 5 + 2, or 6 + 1. But we will get to that result. And so if you're a decision maker, optimization is the right way to go, because as a decision maker and having responsibilities, I'm going to get you to that number, right? How I get you the number is what FICO and Cresco put together for you. So makes it a really good offering.
Yep. Thank you. Well, folks, we are on top of our hour here. So I want to thank you everyone for attending this session. It was great to have Cresco here. So thank you, Sanjeev, Meysam, Dee, and the Cresco team for providing this perspective to us. How can we work with optimization? How can we build those top solutions on top of our Xpress platform? And I would like to leave our contact here. I will send out later the link for the Cresco's website where they explain in detail those solutions, and also we'll be sending this recording to the whole audience that couldn't attend today. So thank you all.
Thank you all.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody. All right. Bye-bye.
Good day.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.